All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Binge Guide, the next show.
Hello, everyone.
I am Andrew.
And I am Victoria.
And today we are diving deep, as always, into a new movie.
Yeah, this one's going to be fun, I think.
I think so, too. It's an action movie, so you know me. I am here for it.
You love those.
Love action movies. So this one is called Ballerina.
Ooh.
And it's officially titled From the World of John Wick. Ballerina.
So we already know where this is going.
Yes, we do. We know it's in the John Wick universe.
Very exciting.
Yes. So this is actually going to be the 5th film in the John Wick franchise.
Okay.
So that alone is pretty exciting.
For sure, especially because this one is set between John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum and John Wick Chapter 4.
Oh, interesting. So it's within the timeline that we already know.
Exactly. So it's not a flashback or anything. It's actually set within that period that we've already seen.
So we kind of know some of what's going on in the world at this time.
Right. We have that context already from those two movies.
Awesome. So who is this movie about? Is it about John Wick?
Well, actually, no. This one centers on a new character named Eve McCarro.
Okay.
And she is played by Ana de Armas.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. And get this, she's a ballerina.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm already intrigued.
But there's a twist. She's not just any ballerina. She's also training to be an assassin.
Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. So we got a ballerina assassin. I'm
going to love this one.
I think I am. So where's she trained? Like, who is she with?
Well, she's with a group called the Rusca Roma.
Okay, does that name sound familiar?
It's the same organization that trained John Wick.
Oh, wow. Okay, so there's a direct connection there.
Absolutely. Right from the start, we're seeing these ties to the wider John Wick world.
So she's got that shared background, that shared kind of origin story almost.
Yeah, it's like they come from the same brutal but fascinating world.
And what's her motivation? Is it just like training? Is that her whole goal?
It's a bit more than that. It seems like her main drive is revenge.
Okay.
She wants to avenge her father's murder.
Oh, wow. That's heavy.
It's that same kind of driving force that we saw with John Wick.
Mm-hmm.
His whole journey began with revenge.
Right. A very powerful motivator for sure. And now we're seeing it play out in this whole new context with the ballet world and the criminal underworld all mixed together.
It's a unique combination for sure. And the trailers we've seen so far, they actually hint at something pretty interesting about Eve.
Oh, what's that?
Okay, so there's this narration about the Kikimora.
The what now?
Kikimora, the spirit in Slavic mythology.
Mm-hmm.
And they describe her as dwelling in shadows, seeking vengeance against the wicked, but also protecting the innocent.
Oh, that sounds intense.
It is, right? And the trailer makes this really interesting connection between Eve and the Kikimora.
Really?
Yeah, it's like they're implying that she embodies this spirit in the story, much like John Wick is known as the Baba Yaga.
Oh, I see. So it's giving her that kind of mythical presence within the John Wick universe.
Exactly. She's not just a random skilled killer. She's connected to something much deeper, something almost legendary.
Oh, they like that.
I know, right? And speaking of legends from the John Wick world.
Oh, are we getting some cameos?
Yes, we are. Several familiar faces are confirmed to be in Ballerina.
All right, spill the beans. Who are we going to see?
Okay, well, of course, we have Keanu Reeves back as John Wick.
Awesome.
But it sounds like his role might be relatively small, but still important for connecting the stories.
Makes sense given where this fits in the timeline.
Right. Even a brief appearance from him could have a big impact on Eve's story.
For sure. And is anyone else coming back?
Oh, yeah. We've got Anjelica Huston reprising her role as the director of the Rusca Roma.
Oh, wow. Okay. From John Wick 3.
Exactly. She's going to be like a mentor figure to Eve within that organization.
Yeah, that's cool.
It is. And, the director, she's not exactly known for being warm and fuzzy.
That's true. So it'll be interesting to see how that dynamic plays out.
Yeah. And then we also have Ian McShane returning as Winston Scott.
Oh, nice. The owner of the Continental.
Yes. And from what we've heard, he actually offers protection to Eve at some point.
Oh, really? Now that's interesting. What kind of deal do you think they strike up?
That is a good question. Winston is a major player in this world. So his support, even just his neutrality, could be huge for Eve.
Absolutely. And is there anyone else we should be excited to see again?
Well, this one's a little bittersweet, but we are going to see Lance Reddick one last time as Charon.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's right.
The Continental's concierge,
Yes, such a great character.
Yeah, this will be his final on-screen performance.
Aw, that's sad, but also cool that we get to see him again.
Absolutely. It'll be special for the fans.
Yeah, for sure. So we've got returning characters, but what about new characters who we're going to meet?
Oh, there are some really interesting additions to the cast.
Okay, like who?
Okay, so we have Gabriel Byrne playing the Chancellor.
And who's this Chancellor guy?
Well, he's being described as the main antagonist, and he's actually leading a whole town against Eve.
Wait, hold on, a whole town?
Yeah, it sounds like a really large-scale conflict, even bigger than what we've seen in the other movies.
Wow, so Eve's got her work cut out for her.
She does. And then we also have Norman Reedus playing a character named Daniel Pine.
Norman Reedus? Huh, interesting. I always liked him in The Walking Dead.
Me too.
So what do we know about this Daniel Pine guy?
Honestly, not much. His role is pretty mysterious right now.
Okay, so he could be an ally or an enemy or something in between.
Exactly. It's hard to say.
Well, that's intriguing.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what Norman Reedus brings to this world.
Me too, and who else?
Well, we've got Catalina Sandino Moreno in a significant role, but they're keeping her character details under wraps for now.
Ooh, secrets. Okay, and anyone else?
Yeah, one more key new character. We've got Sharon Duncan Brewster playing Noogie, and she is Eve's mentor within the Rusca Roma.
Oh, so we're going to get a deeper look into Eve's training and backstory.
Exactly. With Nogi's guidance, we'll really understand how Eve became the character we meet in the film.
Awesome, I like that.
Yeah, it's a good way to flesh out this new part of the John Wick universe.
So we've got revenge, we've got all these characters new and old. What about the story itself? What's it about?
Well, it's all centered around Eve's journey, you know.
Right, okay.
Her rigorous training as an assassin and her quest for revenge for her father.
So classic John Wick themes.
Absolutely, the cycle of violence,
Yeah.
fate, all that good stuff.
But there's also that interesting element of the Kikimora.
Right, that whole idea of being both a protector and an avenger.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that plays out for Eve.
And the trailer hints at a pretty big conflict.
Like, how big?
They even mention a declaration of war.
Whoa, okay, so Eve's personal mission might have some major consequences for the whole criminal underworld.
It seems that way. It's definitely not a small-scale story.
And speaking of scale, this movie's gonna look amazing, I hear.
Oh yeah, visually it's going to be stunning.
They got Len Wiseman directing, right? He did the Underworld movies.
He did, and he's known for his really dynamic and intense action sequences.
I love the Underworld movies, so that's exciting.
Me too. He knows how to bring that style and energy to action.
Plus, I heard Ana de Armas went through some serious training for this role.
She really wanted to do those fight scenes justice, you know?
I respect that when actors put in the work, it really shows on screen.
Absolutely. And they filmed a lot of the movie in Prague.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that city is going to look incredible as a backdrop for all the action.
So they're really going all out with the visuals.
They are. And for anyone who's marking their calendars, Ballerina is set to release on June 6, 2025.
So we've got a bit of a wait, but it sounds like it'll be worth it.
It does. And, you know, this project has been in development for a while. They even showed some early footage back in 2024.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
And they filmed some additional action sequences earlier this year, too.
Wow. So they're really dedicated to getting the action right.
Absolutely. They want to make sure it delivers.
And the music is going to be great, too.
Oh, yes. They have Tyler Bates and Joel J. Richard composing the score.
And they've worked on the other John Wick films, right?
They have. So we can expect that same kind of dark and intense music that fits the world so well.
Perfect. So just to wrap things up, it sounds like Ballerina is shaping up to be a huge addition to the John Wick universe.
It really does. We've got a compelling new protagonist, a strong connection to the existing lore, and the promise of amazing action sequences.
And it'll be interesting to see how this film impacts the future of the franchise as a whole.
For sure. Could this be the start of something even bigger beyond John Wick himself?
Now there's a question for you all to think about.
What do you think is Eve taking over? Or is she forging her own path alongside John Wick?
That's a good one to ponder.
Definitely lots to discuss.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into Ballerina for today.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
And as always, thank you to you, Victoria, for all your insights.
My pleasure, Andrew.
And for all of you listening out there, be sure to check back in for our next deep dive into another exciting upcoming movie.
We'll help you decide what to watch next.
Until then, happy watching.
Bye, everyone.